With exactly 1 week left until the new administration takes office in the United States, bulls are right now squealing and rolling around in their dirty diapers as Bitcoin has slipped below $90,000 per coin for the first time in 2 months. But is it all ogre for the Moon Boys? Or are the Moon Boys simply setting up the biggest bear trap in history? So if you understand that it's not ogre until it's ogre, hit that like and subscribe, and without any further ado, let's get dumped on. So as you can see with this most recent dumpulation, Bitcoin has actually gone below this white line, this $90,000 price level, for the first time since it got above it back towards the middle of November of 2024. And I think if we're honest with ourselves, we all know what comes next. Bitcoin isn't going to zero. It's going to -0. It's going to, people are going to be paying us to be buying Bitcoin. Just kidding. But is this actually really bad? Or in fact, actually, I wonder if my regular audience cares at all, because I've been talking specifically about this scenario for probably the last two and a half weeks. But also, actually, I have a big announcement. I bought some Bitcoin today. About half of my USD that I had liquid, I put into Bitcoin. And I'm saving another half for potentially a little bit bigger of a dump. Or if we see things actually start to turn around, and as you can see, potentially as we're bouncing right now, maybe in fact I will be deploying the rest of my capital today if things seem a little too strong. But let's take a look at a few things here, because is it all over or is it all ogre? We see that Microstrategy has acquired over 2,000 more Bitcoin for about $250 million at about a $95,000 per Bitcoin basis. Michael Saylor doing what he does literally every Monday, basically. And we also see that over 420,000 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 12 hours. Now, that's pretty big. As this top comment says, can we get this guy in the White House already? 1 week until a potential strategic reserve is announced. And potentially, this could be your last buying opportunity for the next 6 months. This could be your best entry for the next 6 months. Let's say we go straight vertical, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 per coin. Are you going to be crying and squealing like a little baby because Bitcoin's at 90,000 right now, but maybe it's at 200,000 in a month? If you don't think that's possible, you're new here. You don't have experience. Not to be mean, but if you don't think that in literally 1 month from now, Bitcoin could be at 150,000 or something like that, if you don't even think that's possible, then you are new to these markets, because that is not only possible, that those kind of vertical moves in short amounts of times after dumps, shakeout dumps after bear traps, is exactly how this market moves. It's exactly how Bitcoin has always moved, especially in a bull market, or particularly in a bull market. We also see that an insane amount of market selling is coming from Binance on Bitcoin, and we also see an insane amount of aggressive shorts are being opened here, short liquidation incoming potentially, and we also see that people are acting shocked that their meme coin is down 20% when Bitcoin dips 4%. You chose this game, you chose the trenches. Yeah, that's what I always think. It's funny. People are like upset about altcoins not doing well and dumping about 4 or 5 times more than Bitcoin every time Bitcoin dumps. That's the game you chose. If you want to get those 30, 40, 50, 100 X's that influencers are posting every day on their YouTube pages, if you want to get those, you also have to get banged a lot, because it's not a guaranteed win. In fact, it's nearly a guaranteed loss, but you have the potential maybe of getting some of those 50 to 100 X's. But what are the chances? Not crazy high. But we also see JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon saying Bitcoin is a Ponzi. This actually was one of the most bullish things that I read today, because usually when JP Morgan comes out and starts calling Bitcoin a scam, that's a very good bottom indicator, because historically this guy says it quite literally, like pretty much into every bottom. It's a way, there's no way to 100% confirm if there's certain people coordinating a dump and trying to get in lower. But if there ever was something that kind of hinted at, yeah, that's the case, it's the fact that this guy is like a phenomenal bottom caller. Whenever he gets bearish on Bitcoin, Bitcoin typically has bottomed, and it's just like one last big headline to try to get one final shakeout, one final dump, bring it as low as they can before, hey, next thing you know, a couple weeks later, and we're at like all-time highs or something in a bull market. So I thought that was actually a really bullish headline. Peso on X saying this is the final shakeout. He saw it last cycle in 5 days. Alts. Well, I don't agree with that. In 5 days, alts will go parabolic. I should have read this post before I put it on my. Should have read it fully. Everything else I did, but yeah, no, I don't think alts are guaranteed to go parabolic in 5 days. I think that's kind of baloney. But a final shakeout, yes, I think that makes sense. I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. We also see this headline: CZ posting back in December of 2020, waiting for the new headline that Bitcoin crashes from 100K to 85K. Save the tweet. That is quite literally what we're witnessing right now. That is what's happening right now. We're seeing, a couple weeks ago, Bitcoin was at 108K. Here we are at, so far, I think the low is like 89K. So, I mean, pretty spot on. We also see that all eyes on the Bitcoin STH cost basis, STHCB, which is now at about 88,000, which so far is actually pretty close to where we've bounced. This is the short-term holder cost basis. And, Bitcoin being above this is pretty important, especially in a bull market. And we also see major sweep of the lows along with the divergence about to look in. Bitcoin has not looked this good in weeks. We take a look at this chart setting up and some bullish divergence. I personally do believe this is like the final shakeout. As I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, I've been saying one thing. I've been saying specifically, I don't think much is going to happen until Trump takes office. But more specifically, I thought we'd either probably spend a lot of time going sideways and also with a slightly dumpier bias. And specifically, we're going to look at the charts in like just 30 seconds here and talk about that as well. The last thing I want to talk about is the MVRV is still trending above its 1 year moving average. Looks good. Zoom out. Don't panic. I don't think we've put in a top yet. If you're scared we put in a top, then go watch one of the channels telling you we're going back to 3K so that you can get your confirmation bias and then be really upset in a month when it turns out they were wrong. But if we take a look at the daily chart for Bitcoin, you can see without any indicators on, I mean, actually, this looks kind of just sideways if you don't put any indicators on because, like, there's no drastic dump. But if we put some indicators on, you can see, yeah, so we have the moving averages, which we just got rejected at the 21-day, which crossed below the 50-day last week. But we just got rejected at the 21-day. And as I've been talking about, the 100-day, right about 86. And on the weekly, we have the 21-week, which is about 80,000. So basically, right here is where I would be taking out loan. I mean, this is not financial advice, but this is where I'm going to ask mommy and daddy for a couple $1 million to buy some more Bitcoin. Right here at about 80K, if we go that low. I don't think that's a guarantee at all. I don't think we're going that low. However, that is the level that I would be going completely tissue, lock my door, lotion mode. Okay, this is where I'd go completely bananas mode. I would say, Mom and Dad, please give me $20 million to buy some more Bitcoin. And they'd say, we don't have $20 million. And I don't really know where I'm going with this joke. But that's a really good buying opportunity in my opinion. And also, if you look at the daily chart, right here at 90,000 where Bitcoin has actually, again, as I've just pointed out, gone below, so far very briefly, but it's gone below for the first time in history because as soon as we broke above this at the middle of November, we had not gone below 90K until today, until literally just moments ago. That's big. I think this is a very good opportunity. I think that over the next week, we could see further dumpiness and even we could even see into Trump's inauguration or into Trump's presidency, like as he takes office, like into that day or something, maybe being a sell the news event. But then very quickly, I think things are going to be, it really honestly depends if he has any day one announcements. That's going to be pretty big. Could we see a sell the news event like the day of him taking office if he doesn't immediately come out and say Bitcoin strategic reserve activated, right? That's possible. Maybe it'll take a week, maybe it'll take a month, maybe, who knows? But the point is, I think the next week has the chance to continue to be dumpy, but I'm just looking at it as a massive opportunity because I truly believe it's the best opportunity we have left in this cycle. I personally think this is the lowest range. This is the lowest opportunity Bitcoin is going to get. Like whatever happens at the end of this move, because like as I keep saying, I don't think this move is necessarily done yet. And I think that's a good thing. I don't want it to just, I mean, hey, it's possible we never go back below 90K for the rest of this bull cycle. It's possible. I just don't think that makes the most sense. I think we could continue to trend down for the next week or so. And I personally am viewing that as a giga opportunity, massively giga opportunity. But what do we see here? The DXY is rallying, continued. And as we've been talking about, same thing last time Trump became president. the 2 months before he took office, the DXY exploded, and then as soon as he took office, it started dumping massively for months and months. So maybe we'll see the same thing here. Maybe we're about to see the DXY top out in the next week as Trump, again, he hasn't taken office yet, but we see the SPX is actually just getting a bearish cross on the daily, 21 going below the 50-day moving average. We actually are a little green right now, but yeah, bearish SPX. Bitcoin as well on the weekly, obviously, down a little bit. And how's MicroStrategy doing? I mean, actually, it's not really down as much as it could have been. I mean, MicroStrategy's down about 3% right now. Bitcoin's down about 1 to 2% right now. Alts are down about 5 to 10 to 15% even for some of these alts, as I'm looking on the side of my screen here. But either way, actually, one thing I do want to look at is, let me take a look at that. The VIX is a little going up a little bit. But either way, yeah, I just think this is par for the course. I think that I personally want to see Bitcoin actually continue to probably get dumped on over the next week. How low can we go? Can we go to 100-day moving average at about 86? Very possible. Can we go all the way down to the 21-week at 80,000? Possible. Not as possible as 86K, but definitely possible. Could we even, in a absolute giga dumpy mode activation, go from like fall below the 21 and go all the way down to say 72,000? A giga episode of giglical proportions. Is that possible? It's totally possible in a very quick wick, in my opinion. And as I said, that would be when you should be asking mommy and daddy for millions of dollars to go long on Bitcoin. Not financial advice. But if your mom and dad have millions of dollars, actually, what do you do? Wait, that's pretty nice. That's actually pretty sick if you have millions of dollars. So you pretty much be rich, right? If your mom and dad have millions, you don't have to invest in crypto, just go be rich. But actually, that's not true. You can turn those millions of dollars your mom and dad worked hard for into $0 by investing in garbage coins. So there's always an opportunity somewhere. And sometimes that opportunity is to lose everything. And if you're interested in buying Bitcoin or trading alts, get signed up with Femex or BITUNIX below. Without any further ado,